Anna Rosa Gattorno was born on October 14, 1831, in Genoa, Italy. Raised in a devout Catholic family, she was imbued from a young age with a strong sense of faith and charity. In 1848, she married Girolamo Custo, and they had 3 children. Their oldest child was rendered deaf and mute by illness. Her husband attempted to find fortune abroad and received a fatal illness, leaving her a widow with 3 children, less than 6 years into marriage. A few months later, she lost her youngest son. While these miseries may have caused some to become angry with God, Rose Maria instead took them as a lesson and an indication of vocation. She knew pain, poverty, and trial, and was thus qualified to work with others experiencing them. Purified by her trials and strengthened in spirit, she understood the true meaning of pain and was confirmed in the certainty of her new vocation. Rosa received a call from God to found her own congregation. However, she was hesitant to follow up on this call, as it would mean separation from her 2 surviving children. She met with Pope Pius IX, who urged her to found the order immediately. Under the guidance of her confessor, she made private perpetual vows of chastity and obedience on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception in 1858, vows of poverty in 1861, all in the spirit of St. Francis of Assisi. As a Franciscan tertiary, she received daily Holy Communion, which was very uncommon in those days. She grew daily in her intimacy with the Lord, and it is in Him that she found her support, missionary fervor, strength, and zeal for service to her brothers and sisters. In 1862, she received the gift of hidden stigmata and was most intense on Fridays. She never deprived her children of anything, always loving them tenderly. Her goal was to serve those in need with what she could, serving them in all things. She founded the Daughters of St. Anne, Mother of Mary Immaculate, in Piacenza, Italy. The order served the sick and the poor. She established schools for the poor and for nurses, and women's shelters for former prostitutes. She advised her sisters,
"You are the lowliest and the most wretched of all creatures who render service to the Church and have the grace to belong to her."
At her death, there were 368 houses in which 3,500 sisters were carrying out their mission. The secret to her journey to holiness, what one of charity and of strength of mind, with which she faced all obstacles with firm faith and for the crucified Christ. For 34 years, she had continuous union with God and total abandonment in Him. She had unceasing prayers for the conversion of sinners and the sanctification of all mankind. She had a deep fondness of St. Anne and a special love for Mary, to whom she entirely entrusted herself. She lived this exemplary life until February 1900, when she came down with a dangerous form of influenza. Her health rapidly deteriorated, and her workload became too much. On May 4, 1900, she received the sacrament of anointing of the sick, and 2 days later, on May 6, she died at 9 a.m. She died a holy death in her generalate. The fame of her holiness, which had surrounded her during her life, spread after her death and grew all over the world. Her life was one of rarity. She had a 3-fold experience as wife, mother, and widow, and then religious and foundress. In her mission of service to humanity and to extending the kingdom, she brought honor to God through all of these. Her charism has spread in the Church with the birth of other forms of evangelical life: Sisters of Contemplative Life, a religious association of priests, the Secular Institute, and the Ecclesial Movement for the Laity, which are all active in the Church in almost all parts of the world.